Assalamu alaikum and welcome. This lesson is for elementary level students and it will be about questions and negatives in the present simple. We will begin with how to use the negatives and then we'll move on to the questions. There will also be a quiz at the end. So let's begin. Let me tell you about my routine. I wake up at 7:30 a.m. I go to university at 8 a.m. and I meet my friends for coffee after university. All these sentences are in the present simple and they are all positive. Now let me tell you about the negative sentences. To make a sentence negative in the present simple, we add do not after the subject, and for short we can say don't. I don't wake up at 7:30 a.m. I don't go to university at 8 a.m. and I don't meet my friends for coffee. So you can see that all the sentences have become negative. Now let's look at other subjects. So if I'm talking about myself, I say I don't. If I'm talking about another man, I say he doesn't. And if I'm talking about a woman, I say she doesn't. How about a group of people? They don't. To make questions from the present simple, it's very easy. We add do at the beginning of the sentence. So we say, do I wake up at 7:30 a.m.? If I'm talking about the third person, I say, does he go to university at 8 a.m.? And if I'm talking about a group of people, I would say, do they have coffee after university? Okay, so this doesn't become confusing, I'll give you a breakdown of what we learnt with examples. So we have the subject at the beginning, we have a positive and negative sentence, and a question statement. The following subjects have the same form. They are I, you, we, and they. If we're making a positive sentence, we use do, and the negative don't. Let me give you an example. We do like to go to the park. The only thing here is we don't write the auxiliary do because it's usually taken out, so instead we say we like to go to the park. An example of a negative sentence is we don't like to go to the park. For question, we use do. Now, can you tell what is the difference here? Yes, the subject and the auxiliary have changed places, and the subject now comes second, and the verb comes first. Do we like to go to the park? To answer this question, you may reply in the positive, I like to go to the park, or the negative, we don't like to go to the park. Now let us see the two remaining subjects, he and she. To make positive, we use does, and to make negative, we use doesn't. Example, he does study at KSU. And negative, he doesn't study at KSU. To make the question, we only use does. And in the same way, the subject comes before the verb. So it is, does he study at KSU? Okay students, it's time to check your understanding. Please answer the following questions. Take your time, then I will give you the answers. Okay, let's answer them together. First one is, I don't like Jeddah, it's too hot. Second one is, does he like to cook food? Or does she like to cook food? And the last one is, do you like to play football? Yes, I do. Thank you so much for listening and contributing. Until we meet again in another grammar video, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.